But oh, actually, no, there was one other thing in this here that I really wanted to share with you. This is so funny. This is so stupid. A most pointless feature ever. Hey, how's it going and welcome along. I am Rory from Giraffe Head Studios and welcome along to episode 23 of the Devlog series for Ragdoll's physics experiments. And the first thing is we've had a huge spike in wish lists. Thank you so much to all you wonderful people. I really appreciate it. We've been working on this project so hard. It's amazing to actually start getting, you know, some of that feedback from people that have been actually playing the preview, which is great. And in case you want to join in with those wonderful people that have pressed add to wish list on Steam,
yes, I want to be part of it.
You can head over to the Steam page. And if you're interested in potentially playing the game, you can also come to our Discord. And if you join us on our Discord, we'll be opening up playtesting of the demo before it goes live. So you'll get early access to the proper demo, which is getting close, let me tell you.
I'll be right there.
Now, there's a few things I want to cover here. So I've done some cool stuff. One of the things that I've done is I've implemented depth of field. So you can see now that if you look at an object close up, what goes on in the background goes blurry, and if you look the other way, it switches back and forward.
This is a tasty burger.
And this is just nice. You know, it just adds that little extra touch, even when you just look down at yourself.
But sometimes you just gotta look yourself in the mirror and say, when in Rome.
Wait, what?
It just looks that little bit better. Also, I've enabled ray tracing again, so everything just looks, I don't know, it just looks wonderful. I absolutely love the look of it all. It's just fantastic. So yeah, really happy with that. This one?
I told my carpenter I didn't want carpeted steps. He gave me a blank stare.
Please, just make it stop!
If you're not aware, this is the main hub. So basically, whenever you start the game, you'll be here, and this is where you go. You either head into the sandbox, or you head off down there into the challenge rooms. You can go and play around in the museum, or there's going to be some special stuff over in this direction as well. But the very first time you ever launch the game, you'll actually appear in one of the lower floors, and it kind of does a bit of an onboarding. It treats it like a tutorial.
That's clever.
I got some feedback of some people that played the tutorial that said that while it was good and it gives a nice impression of the game, there wasn't enough to do. It doesn't really give enough of an idea of the game itself. So I thought, okay, well let's expand on that. So let me take you down there, and we'll just go and have a look. Now, I'm sure you've seen this intro, so I'm just going to speed this bit up a little bit. And here is where you can see my first change. We are now going to start in this big glass cage.
A successful drop. 63% of test units break on landing. You're already exceeding expectations.
And as you can see, the subtitles are working.
You took quite the tumble there. Please confirm your motor functions are intact and you're capable of following basic instructions. First, if you are able, press the button to open the containment unit.
Okay, so we have now a goal, and this came from real feedback that was the original sort of layout of the tutorial zone, or the lower floors, kind of, it felt a bit aimless, like you didn't exactly know what you were supposed to be doing at any given time in some of the areas. So this is what I've now tried to do. I've tried to address this at as many places as possible. As you're working your way through this area, you've always kind of got a goal. So the first goal is really simple, and it gets you used to just the interaction in the game. You know, you're in this glass cage. You can kick a chair around, but you can't get out. Oh, and another thing that I've done here is that I've lowered just how much force you hit things with, you see. So now you can kind of, it doesn't just twang off if you walk into stuff. So it's just a little bit more refined now. And here you can really sort of see that depth of field thing and kind of how nice that looks as well, which I'm just really pleased with. Anyway, so we now have this button, so we're going to press it.
Well done. Now make your way to the large poster on the left and try to observe it using your eyeballs.
And we kind of have our first gag here. So we have two posters, one on the left and one on the right. And if you walk over to the one on the right...
No, your other left.
It makes a gag. And that will only work if you haven't already walked over to the one on the left. So it's, yeah, just a nice fun touch, I think.
Good job. Now please choose an option to confirm if you understand the information provided.
All kind of buttons there.
So again, here we're now basically saying, you know, do you understand what this is? So at the moment, this is just highlighting the fact that this is just a really early preview. I've just incorporated it into the game so that, you know, it really helps the person that's doing any kind of playtesting for us right now. You know, it just really draws them in to say, look, this is just a preview. This isn't the full thing. Expect problems. And there's a nice little gag here because you can say, yes, I understand it, or you can say no.
That's fine. Understanding is optional anyway. Head on through the main door and I'll give you a tour.
And then this is where we first meet the voice of the facility.
Hello there. Welcome to the RMF Recommissioning Center. You are mostly intact. Your blue coating suggests that you are special. Don't worry. We'll fix that later. Please continue.
So we're now good to carry on now. So there's another couple of fun things that I wanted to highlight. Firstly was, again, I'm just trying to show, you know, I forget exactly who it was. Somebody in one of the TikTok videos said that they couldn't read the interact. It needed a stroke around it. So I've added this kind of black stroke around that. So just in case, you know, it's up against a lighter background, you can at least see the writing. That's a bit of feedback that I've just taken on board. It's just basic sort of player experience, and when you're doing such a large thing, you don't always think of these things that kind of seem a little bit obvious, but you know, you sometimes miss them. Oh, but before we carry on, let me show you. I've updated the clipboard. So now the clipboard, you know, it has some proper options. So we've got respawn, so if you get stuck you can respawn, and you can also get into the options. There's a section here where basically this is dynamic. Depending on where you are in the facility, it will say different things, and sometimes it will be funny, sometimes it won't, sometimes it will be specific. So yeah, that's kind of cool, and it gives us a bit of flexibility. But also under options, we now have, you know, the ability to turn the subtitles on or off. We can change the language, we can make the subtitles pink. We have these slider bars, so we can actually turn the volumes down, and we're handling the SFX, the dialogue, and the music all separately. So that's kind of interesting and cool. And then you have the invert mouse, which I've never understood. I cannot stand it. It's I find it absolutely awful. But some people like it, so therefore it's there for you. You know, I try to cover everything. And then we've got the graphic settings and the advanced settings, which will come soon, you know, so, and obviously they speak for themselves. So yeah, that's all of that. But oh, actually, no, there was one other thing in this here that I really wanted to share with you. This is so funny. This is so stupid. A most pointless feature ever. You can set the subtitles to be Cockney.
Well, God blimey!
I've never seen another game do this, so this might be the first. If you know of another game, let me know. But so now the subtitles are in Cockney. This I don't know. It's just, it makes me laugh because it's stupid. But now the subtitles.
Hold shift to run. If you don't, well, that's how test subject 42 ended up like that.
The subtitles are just, they've got this kind of Cockney twist to the language, which I just think is funny.
Running burns calories. Ragdolls don't have those, but it looks impressive on reports.
You know, and I have an idea
Press
that when
right to jump. Note, failure to jump may result in mild shame.
When I get to the point of doing proper localization, I think I will actually have an entire Cockney language, so all of the lines will be Cockneyfied.
And I've been working on that at home, the whole Cockney thing of L-O-L-R-U.
Oh, there's another little tiny detail. So voice of the facility, I've added that to the horn speakers. Yeah, so they are the VOF horn speakers. Again, it's just a little touch, slowly iterating my way through these.
Remember, height is just a ground that has not accepted you yet.
So that's all of the fun stuff that's going on in there. I've also added a lot more stuff into the tutorial zone, which we'll cover more in depth next time. But for now, I'll just give a preview. I'll do it at the end of the video. I've got a little clip where I show it blocked out first, then it'll get all the details added, and then I've got a bit of a time lapse of putting those details together. So I'll add that on the end of this video. So keep watching to the end, and you can see kind of how that all came together. It's really fascinating. And then there's one more thing that I wanted to sort of talk about before I finish up for today. But it means I need to come back upstairs to sort of really explain. But this is actually, so this is reversed. This isn't necessarily me showing you what I'm doing. This is actually asking for help. If anybody watching has any idea why I'm having this problem, because I just don't know. So the footsteps have gone, right? And I spent quite a bit of time implementing all of the footstep stuff, and it's just not working anymore. Now I have found a way to fix it, but it doesn't last. And this is really strange, but if I bring up FMOD, which is how I'm handling this, we have this one here, the footsteps. And the way it works is you have different types that all have a different parameter, right, on each one. So basically I can now set in here a physical material, and it will depend on what surface I'm standing on, it will play the correct footstep for that surface. It technically works fine, but it just keeps stopping working. And now the way I can make it work again is if I literally come into here and just change anything. So if I change this volume to 2 and I save it and I build it, now if I go back into the engine and jump into play mode, you can now hear the footsteps are back. So obviously it's really strange, and basically that will stay working for a little while, and then just suddenly I'll notice it stopped working again. So I don't know what's causing that. If you happen to know what might be causing that, that would be really helpful if you could let me know.
You want me to do your job for you?
That would be fantastic. Anyway, right, we're going to finish up now. Again, thank you so much. All those people that have been wishlisting the game, can't thank you enough. Don't forget, you can head over to the Steam page, add it to your wishlist there. Of course, if you've got any feedback on any of this, please feel free, stick it in the comment. Don't forget to like and subscribe and all that wonderful stuff. And for now, yeah, let me just leave you with the clip, and we'll cover what I'm showing here in detail in the next episode. So yeah, that's why it's a good idea to subscribe and make sure you've hit that bell. Thanks again. I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.